think I'm going to try and draw the Wyckoff on TRVL again, because I did have that once. I just want to see if it's still following it. Find it again. Yes, 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 PSARST. So you basically that's the ST. AR. Spring. Test. Where's your LPS? We're at the LPS. We're underneath it. It's above the ST. So the ST, there's two STs. That's the SC. So you have some kind of ST there. For some reason this is lower. Unless... Let me see. It's weird how the ST here is lower. Doesn't make sense. Shouldn't be low, should be higher. Should be there. It's kind of right now. It's the SC, so the LPS is above the SC. I mean, really, your last point of support is going to be, should be higher than the ST. We still have a way to go, huh? We still have a way to go, I think. Unless... this was just a really bearish... This is really bearish. And then that was your PS. It's like a PS there. Could that... oh, that could be better. But... so you have your PS... SC, AR, ST, bearish. ST in phase B up to the AR, That makes sense. Look. Down to the spring and test. LPS has to be above the ST. And if the ST is here, that would make sense because it's above the SC, which it is. To actually, if we flip this into support, that's your lowest point of support. See that? And then that would be your LPS. So this is the actual MEX chart. It has the correct fibs. It's not the same as KuCoin. I'm almost thinking that maybe this is the one that we really need to flip into support. So I'm almost now thinking to myself that the last week's weekly candle didn't close above the fib, which is the actual line. And we're just consolidating underneath resistance now, which is why we went down a little bit, because it's just consolidation. We're still consolidating underneath resistance. And we still haven't moved up to kind of, we have to really flip this line into a, because that would make sense, because then we're above, this LPS is above the ST, above the SC, and effectively what you're doing is pushing up, flipping that into support, and then you have the buy up, which is going to take us above the AR. You can see the AR. Is there. The buy up takes us above the AR into some kind of SOS. I don't know. Let's see. We can keep an eye on this to see if this plays out like this. But this is kind of how it would look like. You do have this trend line. Let me see these ones. So you have that parallel line which I've got from before. Let me just mark it as red or green. See these trend lines. You've got this trend line. That one's already broken. What's these ones? Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. What's that anchored VWAP? Oh, that's much lower. We can get rid of these now. What's that horizontal array? That's your 9 cents mark. I'm going to share this. I'll connect it to the back of the video, and then I'll see what people think, because I would like to get other people's ideas about this. Like, I'm no expert. I'm just, you know, this is crypto is a continual learning experience, charting. And the more you see stuff, the more you do stuff, the better you get. But I am thinking we're still possibly in this kind of accumulation. So I'd like to see if people can give me their ideas and opinions about this and see what they think. I think if we do flip, so there's a bit of subjectivity about this support line, because obviously on KuCoin it's different. And maybe I needed to do this on KuCoin as well. It's very hard because we're doing, KuCoin has the most volume, but the chart looks different just because of where it started. You almost want more volume to now come on on MEX to take over, so we have better charting. But if that's the LPS, which is the lowest point of support, we need to break it and test it to go up, which is the buy up. And we're above the AR. And then this is the sign of strength. And that's the markup. So you have an SOS, and then you have the buy up and the last point of support. All right. David is saying, spam the likes and hit the subscribe button. Definitely do that. Definitely hit like. All right. So this is kind of what I'm imagining as well, like a Wyckoff accumulation pattern on TRVL. One thing you have to remember with Wyckoff is not always exactly what as the schematic. Like, this is just this one schematic of one chart. You know, the idea is correct, but you know, we don't know. It doesn't have to exactly follow this, like not exactly. But let's see how this plays out. If we have to flip this LPS into support. So this is where we're at now, potentially. And we've had our test, we've had our spring. This is really good. If this has happened, if all of this is correct, then we're in a really, really strong place, potentially. Because all we have to do now is just flip that level into support. And then the next move is the buy up. And that's the one that's going to take us into the sign of strength. That's going to be pushing into the lower part of this channel that I have, hopefully. And then we'll see that'll be a higher high on the weekly time frame. And then we just have a higher low. And then we're off to the races, basically. We're good to go. And potentially we don't even get back to 9 cents. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well. Because if you do have that sign of strength, this is looking to me like a Adam and Eve pattern now. If we get this kind of behavior. No. There's your Adam. And there's your Eve. And so the other thing we have to bear in mind is, what's an Adam and Eve? Like, people are like, what the hell is all this rubbish? This is an Adam and Eve. Except Adam comes lower here. Doesn't always have to come lower. I don't think it has to come lower always. Bitcoin, Adam and Eve. See? YouTube secret. I don't want the secret. Don't like that one. Here. Copy image. Oh my god. Can't move things around. So there. So let's put that. Let's hide this Wyckoff now. Just put it all together. That's the Wyckoff hidden. And then look. See? there's potentially an Adam and Eve going on there as well. And then the neckline is going to be, according to the Wyckoff, the neckline will be the LPS after you have a buy up. So if this plays out, we are on track to complete this pattern, because you have the bearish trend, you have the Adam, you have the Eve. We have to flip this line into support. Then we have a break, which is the buy up. SOS, it doesn't have to come back to 9 cents. It could. But the neckline is important. So this is really important. The neckline is this level here. It's like the 382 on this chart. It's like somewhere about 12 cents. And then we're off to the races. And that actually, maybe that's when the wave one starts here, when we have this break. Wave one, then wave two will be this SOS consolidation. So possibly, guys, if this plays out like the way I draw it, I expect a goodie bag from everyone. I want goodie bags. Right, so that's your wave one. That's your wave two. Wave three, wave four, and whatever. Wave five. That will be your bullish trend. But actually the timing is all wrong, because that's the end of the bull market. That'd be nice. Something like that would be really nice. Like a wave one to break out. Back test the two would be the neckline of this Adam and Eve, which would also be the last point of support on the Wyckoff accumulation schematic for a breakout into this channel up to the top of this channel, which would be the end of the wave three, somewhere about $4.50. Doesn't have to go that far. And back down to test the all-time high for a wave five, which could be weak or it could be strong. We don't know how it's going to behave. No one can predict that. Now, if you were to have a strong wave three and back test the 4 on the top of this channel, then yeah, then that would be that's a completely different bullish idea. Yeah, so this wave 3 and how it ends is going to be very key to the future of the next wave, which would be the wave 5. If you get a break and go further, then naturally people will be looking to reaccumulate higher, because they'll be taking their profit, but they'll still be looking to reaccumulate. All right, so it will look crazy bullish then, and then that could be much higher. So we have to see how this plays out. No one really knows how this is going to happen. All right, but I would be content with that, to be honest with you. I'd be very content with that. I wouldn't complain. I'm not going to complain if we manage to get a wave 3 that pushes up to 4.4 or whatever by September, October time. I would be very happy about that. Actually, I'd be very happy if this small price action plays out the way I've suggested, and our next challenge is to flip this level into support. Now, on the MEX chart, I have it slightly higher up, and I'm not changing the goalpost. I'm just saying that the KuCoin is showing most of the volume, and KuCoin's chart is slightly different. And at the moment, the support line is slightly lower down. But on MEX, the correct Fibonacci level, the correct level, which is from the all-time high at 1.56 through down to the all-time low at 1.9 cents, is here. This 236 is at 55 cents. That's the correct level as far as Fib is concerned. right? So actually, according to this, we might still not be there yet. We might still just be consolidating underneath resistance. But this would fit in very nicely with an Adam and Eve pattern, also with that Wyckoff accumulation idea that I had all the way back in December. In one of my early streams, we were talking about a Wyckoff accumulation. But you see how this is rounding? I mean, everyone can see that, right? And then if we do break, that would fit in to the Wyckoff accumulation, because there is a break here. See, from the lowest point of support up into the SOS, there's a break, and you're basically going up onto this SR flip here, back testing the lowest point of support, and you're breaking this neckline for a buy up, which is your sign of strength, and the sign of strength is making a new high. That's your sign of strength. Then you have these consolidation for the next move. Good morning, Zach. Welcome. So yeah, that's interesting, huh? You're gonna have to, Zach, you're gonna have to look at this stuff, because I've been doing some kind of in-depth analysis on two possible ideas, Wyckoff, which I've already discussed, and then I'm looking possibly at an Adam and Eve bottom pattern on the higher time frame, possibly. And it may be that they're kind of coinciding. There's some kind of symmetry between these two ideas. So definitely have a look at that, and then give me your comments and feedback. Happy to hear other people's opinions. I'm happy to hear everyone's opinion on what I'm seeing. It's very subjective charting, you know, so, you know, someone else might see something else. I don't know. What else is there to be said? The good thing about charting like this is that I can like put a really massive headline: Adam and Eve pattern forming, Wyckoff accumulation pattern almost complete. Get people to click on it. That's what I really want to do. All right. So in case you got to this point, and I appreciate you're coming to join me today, make sure you click on like. Anything else? Does anyone else have anything to say?